Hi guys, Ken FX Freak here. Thank you very much for tuning in again for part 2 of how to learn fundamentals. So today we're going to be going through the key economic releases that you need to be aware of, things that are influencing each respective economy. So let's get going. GDP, gross domestic product. One of the most key, if not the key, data release that you should look out. It gives us the rate at which the economy is growing, whatever economy you're looking at. And there are a number of contributors to GDP that make up that number. Consumer spending, retail sales. The labour market, how stable the labour market is. Price stability, inflation. Oh. Manufacturing, construction, services. There's a variety of components that you should be looking at that make up this number, and it's giving us the idea of how an economy is performing, guys. But say, for example, we get a number that is less than the previous reading for GDP. If it comes in softer than the previous quarter, then the economy is contracting. But this is the big one, guys, okay? Here we go. If we have a GDP reading that comes out in negative territory, yep, not once, but twice, do you know what that is? We just might have a recession on our hands. And the economy, there you go, just comes crashing down. That's a recession, guys. 2 negative readings of GDP is essentially a recession for a respective economy. CPI, Consumer Price Index, the rate at which prices are rising in a respective economy. Inflation. And there are a number of components or influencers that make up that index. You know, simple food purchases, bread, a cheeky pint of beer. Oh, lovely. Going out spending money on clothes, fashionable items. All these things measure inflation. And essentially, in terms of the rate at which that's increasing, well, it really depends on a respective economy. You know, if the economy is growing, expanding, people are, labour market's looking healthy, people are spending more money, then naturally in each of these sectors, prices are going to be going up. And just to give you an example, back in 2000 actually, I had a favourite chocolate of mine as a kid, and it was the Fredo bar. These, in 2000, used to cost 10p. Now for a single bar, 30 pence. So that's 200% increase. That, guys, is inflation, and it's really sad. Man, this inflation business costs a lot of money, especially when you've got a favourite chocolate. So guys, as I explained there are a number of components that influence inflation. So why don't we actually go and influence inflation ourselves? Let's go shopping! Come on. Retail sales, consumer spending. These are large contributors to a respective economy's growth. Essentially, if people aren't spending their money, the economy isn't really growing as such. And there's a lot that consists of the retail sales and consumer spending, you know, simply from your food items, you know, going shopping for your families, you've got to feed yourself and, you know, be healthy, and you've got fuel, filling up your car with petrol. And then of course, a big contributor is high street retailers, all these bad boys behind me. You know, if you want to look fashionable, your fashionable items, you gotta go shopping. And this is you spending and contributing to growing economy. So anyway, while on the topic of shopping, let's actually go shopping. So I've got a bit, let's go and try them on shopping. guys, as you see, we did a bit of shopping. But to be able to shop, you need to be earning money. You need to have an income. So let's now talk about the labour market. The labour market, jobs. This is a great indicator and a massive contribution to a respective economy. If people are not working, they're not spending, they're not helping the economy, as we've been talking about, expand. So when we're looking at the labour market, there's a few bits of data we're looking at. The amount of jobs that are actually being added into the economy, how low the unemployment rate is, we need that low. The amount people are actually getting paid in terms of money. We want to be getting paid good money, so we're looking at the wages, average earnings. If people aren't getting paid enough money, they're not spending and contributing to a growing economy. So a number of factors you need to be looking out for within the labour market. Okay, if you excuse me now, guys, I have to go for a job interview. So, yeah.
A few moments later.
I got the job! I got the job, let's celebrate! Shots all round, Prosecco's out! No, but in all seriousness, guys, when you are judging an economy's labour market, for it to be deemed as healthy, the number of things you're looking out for: a low unemployment rate, the amount of jobs being added, less people claiming unemployment benefits, and looking at healthy wages index, average earnings being nice and buoyant. All these things are contributing to a good labour market for an economy. Central banks and their interest rate decisions. This is huge. If you are trading, you always need to be aware of when these events are happening, because they do shift the markets depending on the outcome of the central bank. But we'll go into more detail about monetary policy and central banks and their speakers at the next episode. But for now, in terms of interest rates then specifically, this is, in terms of the definition, the reward to lend, the cost to borrow, and also the reward to save money. So when interest rates are moving and they're on the up, they can start costing families more money because they're having to fork out more for their mortgage, the rates on their mortgage, interest rather, the interest on their credit cards and loans. So naturally they have less money available in their pockets to spend. So I will give you a good example of this. Mom, I'm home from school. Dinner's on the table, darling. Okay, thank you. Yummy. Some ketchup. Mom? What's this? Where's the Heinz? Tommy, I'm so sorry, dear. I'm so sorry. You know, what's happened is, last month the Bank of England raised interest rates, and now Tommy, the thing is, what that means is the cost of our mortgage has gone up, baby. I'm paying more interest on my loans and my credit cards, darling. So we just can't afford Heinz, Tommy. We can't afford Heinz. I'm so sorry, darling. I'm so sorry. Mommy, I don't want the smart price. I want Heinz. So guys, as you can see, interest rate changes can affect everyone with your just general everyday lives. So guys, I hope that's all giving you a good brief but informative understanding of key economic releases that impact each respective economy. These are all things you need to be aware of and try and understand when you are trading, because they are all influencing the exchange rates. So anyway, next week we will be taking a look at central banks and their speakers in a lot more detail. Thank you very much. I am Ken FX Freak.